Most people think all debt is bad. They hear phrases like stay out of debt, pay everything off. Debt is the enemy. I get it. That's what we were all taught. But that mindset is going to keep you broke forever. The wealthy isn't avoiding debt. They're rather using it as a weapon. They borrow money strategically to buy assets that generate income, build equity, and appreciates in value over time. Meanwhile, people who were told debt is bad are scared of a mortgage while carrying a credit card balance of 24% interest on stuff that are worthless. Same exact word, debt. Two completely different outcomes. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what separates good debt from bad debt and how people who build wealth actually think about borrowing money and that debt is working in our favor. What's up, y'all? I'm Mitch. We own a family portfolio of 6 rental properties, meaning we have a significant amount of debt. I know, totally get it. It sounds backwards, especially if you grew up hearing debt is bad. So stick with me because by the end of this video, you're going to see debt in a completely different view. Today, we're covering 3 things. 1, what bad debt looks like so you know exactly what and how to avoid it. 2, what good debt looks like and why it works completely different. And 3, how wealthy people use debt as a tool while most people use it as a trap. Let's break it down. So, let's start with bad debt because this is where most Americans are living right now. Bad debt is any debt that takes money outside of your pocket each and every month without putting anything back into it. It's working against you. And the dangerous part is it usually feels good right when you do it. It's like having cake and ice cream. Now let's talk credit cards and car loans. First, credit cards. The average interest rate right now is around 20 to 24%. If you're carrying a $5,000 balance, you're paying roughly hundreds of dollars per month on interest alone. You're not paying down the balance. It's just feeding the interest. You are renting debt from the bank every single month. And what do you get for it? Nothing. The stuff you bought is already gone or worthless, and you already paid for it. Now, let's talk about a car loan. I'm not saying never finance a car. That's not what I'm saying. Life requires transportation, especially if you live in rural areas. But a car loan is borrowing money on an asset that starts to lose value the second you drive it off the lot. New cars lose 20 to 30% of their value in year 1. You're paying interest on something that's working backwards. That's bad debt. I forgot to mention, let's talk about buy now, pay later. Things such as furniture, electronics, and vacation financing. Anything you're borrowing to buy that will be worthless or worth nothing by the time you finish paying is bad debt. Sorry to say it. You're spending future money on today's consumption because it feels good, or you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and that's not smart. Now, let's flip it. Good debt works exactly in the opposite direction. Good debt puts money in your pocket. It helps you acquire assets that appreciate, and the best part, with the right debt, someone else is paying it off for you, and I'll show you exactly how. So, here's a concrete example. You buy a rental property for $200,000. Let's say you put down 20% down payment, which comes to around $20,000. You finance the $180,000 at let's say around 6% interest. Your payment is roughly $1,100 a month. You now rent the property for $1,500 a month. After the mortgage, you're pocketing let's say $400 in cash, which is the cash flow that comes in monthly. Your tenants are paying down your mortgage, your debt. You borrowed $180,000 and other people are paying it down each and every single month. Meanwhile, the property is appreciating in value. In Florida, we've seen 4 to maybe 5% appreciation yearly. On a $200,000 property, that's $8,000 to $12,000 in equity growth per year of appreciation alone, if my math serves me correctly. You also get a tax benefit, which includes depreciation, mortgage interest deductions, and operating expenses write-offs. Now here's where it gets real. Wealthy people don't see debt as something to fear. They see it as a tool, one of the most powerful tools available in the United States of America, to acquire assets faster than they could with just by using cash. So think about it this way. You have $100,000 in cash. If you pay for one rental property outright, you own just one property. But if you use that same $100,000, let's say you buy 5 different properties, $20,000 for the down payment, you now control 5 different assets. You've used leverage to multiply your position, and that's the name of the game. Wealthy people borrow at low rates, mortgages, business loans, to buy things that generate income and appreciate in value. But the average person does the opposite. They borrow at high rates, credit cards, payday loans, to buy depreciating things that generate zero. Now, it's the same exact action, borrowing money, but completely different outcomes based on how you utilize the strategy. Now, to be clear, this isn't about borrowing as much as you can. I'm not saying to over leverage. That's not the lesson. The lesson is being intentional with the money, with debt. Before you borrow, I want you to ask 3 questions. 1, will this asset go up in value? 2, will it generate income? And 3, will someone else help pay this debt off for me? Now, if the answer is yes, you're in good debt territory. However, if the answer is no, it depreciates in value and you're paying it alone, it's a trap. So please walk away. Well, the rich, they run a filter on every dollar they borrow. Most people never ask those questions we just mentioned above. So let me give you a personal story. I want to give you a real look at how this plays out in my own life. Our portfolio, 6+ rental properties, are all financed with loans, ideally debt, real debt. And I tell you one thing honestly, it was the best decision we could have made for our portfolio. Every single month, our tenant pays the rent. Those rents cover the mortgage and cover the portfolio. The debt gets paid down, not by us. I mean, we pay it down actually, but it's paid down by the tenant. Meanwhile, the investments are appreciating. We're getting cash flow. It's money coming in, and we are getting depreciation and also reducing our taxable liabilities. The debt is doing 4 jobs simultaneously. If I had listened to debt is bad, stay out of debt, I might only own maybe 1 property today. Instead, we use good debt to build a portfolio, and those properties are building long-term wealth each and every month on autopilot. Your mortgage on a rental property is not the enemy, but your credit card at 20% interest, that's the bad guy, kind of like Tony Montana. So, I want you to know the difference. Use one, eliminate the other. So let's wrap it up. 1, bad debt is high interest borrowing on things that lose value, which are credit cards, car loans, and consumer financing. It drains you each and every month. 2, good debt is low interest borrowing on assets that appreciate and generate income. A rental property where a tenant pays your mortgage is the textbook example of this. And 3, wealthy people see debt as a tool. They borrow intentionally at low rates, acquire assets that work for them. That mind shift changes everything. So, drop a comment right now. Tell me where you are in your life. If this video helped to flip the script and you've been living in all debt is bad mindset, I want you to type no debt. Now, if you've already been thinking about using debt strategically to build your portfolio, I want you to type smart debt. So, no debt or smart debt? Drop it below. I want to know where my audience is at, and I generally would like to help any which way I can. In the next video, we're going to get into property management. I'm showing you exactly how we do it, what systems we use, and when it actually makes sense to manage yourself versus hiring a company. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so.